Welcome everyone to today's Masterclass. Today we're going to talk about and feel into our presence. What is our presence? It's when we are fully embodying our essence, our I amness into our body. Take a deep breath and simply invite your presence. Breaths really help us because breathing is the bridge between conscious and unconscious. And when we breathe deeply, we invite the aspect of us that we are maybe disconnected from. And as we breathe, we also are connected to our bodies more. And that connection leads to, what's happening inside of me? And the moment we start asking ourselves questions of what is happening inside of me, we are already present. Because when we are not with our presence, when we are not here and now, we are in what they call the monkey mind. We are thinking about past, future. We are maybe even feeling overwhelmed. I just want to share something, because a lot of times if we do have the tendency to overthink, to be in our minds, there's a reason for that. There are so many spiritual practices that are teaching the mind is bad, you should be out of your mind. But it's difficult to do that, right? So one needs to be having a lot of practices like meditating 5 hours a day or something, just to invite more of that presence. And sometimes we just don't have the time or capacity. The reason why we are in our mind as much is because we are dissociated from our bodies. And the reason why we are dissociated from our bodies is because we have experienced something very painful. One can also say even traumatic. And dissociation is our coping mechanism. Being in our mind is our coping mechanism, is our survival skill. And feeling into that as we talk about it. A lot of times we do receive a lot of presence in our awakening or after a crisis. That's wild when you think about it. When we have a crisis, when a certain structure that we've been building for years perhaps falls apart, almost as if we opened a space for the light of our presence to pour in. And that's why they say that in the deepest dark, we often find the light. And there is so much truth to that. Because as long as we're holding on to these structures and avoiding darkness, we're basically avoiding our presence as well. The good news is that even though crisis can really propel us into presence, we don't need to have a crisis to invite more presence. But even if we did, I was a person who had a crisis in my life. And yes, it did bring more presence. But I also want to say that not all crises are those type of crises that bring more presence. Some of them really shake us to the core and we end up coping and surviving. Not that there is anything wrong with that. It's almost as if crises awake us from the matrix. But sometimes we don't go out of matrix. So in order to really go out of matrix, we must learn how to listen to our presence. We must learn how to feel that voice, how to allow that light that we are, the light of our divine, to embrace it and allow it to pour in inside of us. Because that voice does speak to us. It speaks through moments of openness, even through our dreams. Now, it is not uncommon then that in the middle of our darkest hours, we actually have really meaningful dreams that are speaking to us, that are trying to explain what we are going through and what's basically on the other side of the tunnel. So get to know yourself, get to know your dreams. But let's go back to presence. So as I mentioned, our mind is not a bad guy. The mind is actually serving us. Because maybe without that intelligent vessel that our mind can be at times, that we would feel like we don't have a protection. Even if our mind is trying to control situations, it is a protection in a way, so that we don't fall apart, so that we don't feel that wound that is there inside of us. But the only way out is through. So in order to really invite presence, we must allow ourselves to go through our body and to breathe through and breathe with whatever is there, no matter how painful it is. Luckily, we have resources that we can rely on as we are going through this process. Now, living from the presence does not mean that you are constantly shining the light of your divine, which you are, but maybe not fully conscious all the time. It also means that that light shines upon your darker aspects, upon your painful parts. And when you invite your presence, you allow yourself to breathe through and breathe with these aspects. And we will do something like that in the end, after we have this conversation. A lot of times we have this misconception that being spiritual means to leave the body, that body is maybe shameful or that it's temporary, which it is, but the body is also where we experience life. The body is a gift where we can invite our presence. Oftentimes we feel like we need to, in order to really feel the vastness of and the fullness of our being, to leave the body. But that is actually far from the truth. Because what we do when we leave the body, we dissociate and we end up living as a fragmented being. So we are either or. It's hard for us to sustain. It's hard for us to sustain our energy. It's hard for us to, how does that look like? It's hard for us to sustain a job, a meaningful career, let's say, a meaningful relationship. And we feel like we're constantly flowy. And also, we feel like we don't go through open doors in life, but almost as if we are pushing ourselves to these small holes. There is not enough space for us. And when you feel into that, there is not enough space for our presence in our body because we are dissociating from our body. So, as we said, the only way out is through. And how do we breathe with everything that comes? Being present doesn't mean we become something. It means that we are present with everything that is, with everything that we are. We breathe and allow whatever comes. We don't fight it. If we realize that we just lost tremendous amount of money, what is our first reaction? Our first reaction is that we go into fight or flight. Nothing wrong with that. It's the way our nervous system help us cope with a dangerous situation. And losing, let's say, a lot of money or being scammed or something like that is alarming our nervous system. And of course, we go into fight or flight. Being present allows us to feel that, okay, we're going now into fight or flight. How does that feel like? You can say, I feel like I'm starting to shake. I feel like I'm disconnecting, I'm dissociating, I'm going into a functional freeze. And in that moment, you don't let the gravity of that to suck you in. But of course, you allow yourself, as you understand, okay, this is my reaction. You allow the reaction. Nothing wrong with reaction. We're not dissociating from reaction, but we are aware that we are reacting. And the moment we are aware that we are reacting, we can make a choice. And our choice can be, okay, if my life doesn't depend on that, because sometimes maybe it does. Maybe we need to call a police, some companies. And that's perfect. And that's why we can say, thank you, nervous system, for giving me that adrenaline boost so that I can deal with that situation. It's also presence. Our body is here to protect us. The problem is that oftentimes, even though it's not a direct danger, we still go into this nervous system, in this sympathetic nervous system response, because of our past traumas and our past experiences. So if our lives are not threatened, if we don't need to respond right away, we allow ourselves to find grounding, to take a couple of deep breaths, to calm ourselves down. And I know that's always not easy, and it's not something that I can teach you in a masterclass like this. For that, one really needs to go to therapy sessions. And there we learn how to calm ourselves not down, how to calm the nervous system down, how to focus on our resources, and how to start becoming responsive and not reactive. This is a skill. So you don't need to force yourself, I need to be present, why am I reacting? No. Your body is doing it at its own pace. And the more you give your body resources, the more you give it those moments of presence when it's not under danger, the more it will react like that, the more that will become habitual. So that is one aspect of it. Another aspect of it is, what if some emotions start rising? What if I am, I don't know, walking with my boyfriend and we ran into his ex, and I start feeling this rush of jealousy, let's say, but he didn't do anything. And I feel, I'm being triggered so much because, let's say, my ex-boyfriend left me for his ex-girlfriend, or let's say my father ignored me. Whatever was the situation, we feel triggered. And once we feel triggered, we breathe with that. We allow that trigger to see, okay, how does this feel in my body? Okay, let's say, for example, I feel it in my shoulders, almost as if my shoulders want to fight. And we breathe with that. So we don't react, we don't respond. We are present. We allow ourselves to observe. The observer is such a quality. And usually when we meditate, when we do, let's say, body scanning meditations, we practice how to embody the observer. An observer is a part of us that can help us stay neutral in an emotional situation. And then we breathe. We allow ourselves to breathe through this feeling. We see what is the impulse and we breathe with that. We allow the observer okay, I want to go into fight. And we allow ourselves to feel the impulse. And we breathe. And we invite the presence. Now that is crucial. The observer and the presence. So we are not alone with this aspect that in this example is jealous. Because if that is the only thing there is, it probably will react, because a lot of times for some of our parts, it's a matter of life and death. And the more we invite that presence, the more we allow that part to find the integration in the presence. And what is our presence? Who is the one who is present? It's not our ego. It's not our mind. Allow yourself to feel that. Who is the one? Who am I when I'm present? And breathe with that. And let's just stay with this. Who am I when I'm present? And just allow that presence to start gently inhabiting your body. And feel yourself. This is not a question that needs to be answered, especially not from your mind. And just feel into that. Who am I when I'm present? And breathe with this question. And feel your body. Come back into the body. And allow yourself to be present with whatever is there, without the need to change it, to fix it, to move past something. Just be with whatever is there and breathe. Who am I in my presence? I am. And breathe with that. I am. It is the light of I am. And just breathe. No need to do anything else breathe with this. Feel your consciousness. Feel how you're conscious. What are you conscious of in this moment? Whether you're conscious of your body, your feelings, even your soul, even the light of your divine. Allow yourself to be conscious. Tension arises, or you remember something, just breathe with that. Don't fight it, don't try to change it, just breathe with that. Just be conscious of it. Don't try to go anywhere. Be with whatever is. And oftentimes we use meditation to go somewhere, to dissociate, to distract ourselves from what is. See if you can be with what is in this moment. And breathe with that. And allow the impulse that is there. Don't fight it. Just breathe. Don't question it. Don't analyze it. Allow it to be. Welcome. You don't need to live in the small room of your body, trying to find a window to climb out. You can break the walls and allow the vastness of the space to come to you. Allow the vastness of space to come to you. In order to break those walls, one needs to have solid foundations. And as you breathe, allow this presence to be the foundation. Yeah, that's it. And breathe this presence. Feel it as a foundation, as the truth, as the ultimate truth. And as you feel your foundation, allow yourself to expand. Allow yourself to shine. Allow that presence to shine through you. And when we are with our presence, there's not much to say. Allow yourself to be this. Allow yourself to be the I am. And see and notice how this changes everything. Allow yourself to just breathe and exist. You don't need to do any breathing techniques. Allow your body to show you how to breathe. Breathe deeply all the way to the belly and breathe out. Your body knows, and the more you invite your presence and have a conscious intention to breathe, the more the body will follow. This is not a breath work practice. Just be conscious of your breaths. And give yourself a couple of more minutes to just stay with your presence. Just receive your presence. Thank you for being here. And see if you can open your eyes gently, continue with the day, but stay with this presence. Almost as if you're setting intention that with every in-breath through the day, you will invite more of yourself into this present moment.